Hey guys, JB Rants. So I think I'm only doing this live stream so I can do the screen share. I can't do that when I just shoot a video from my phone. Can anyone imagine? And I see someone here. Oh, it's Raging Cajun. Yo, what up? What up? Hey, Raging. So I'll ask Raging Cajun, but this is really to the not only population of the United States, but the world in general, humans in general. If Donald Trump said this, what would happen? Hit play.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
What? I know this clip is months old. What would happen? For those of you who watch me, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Trump supporter. If Donald Trump said this, what do you think would happen? Play it again.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
I know this live stream that I'm doing right now is retarded, and I know most of you have already seen this clip. I still can't believe it. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine what would happen if Orange Man Bad said this? Hit fucking play.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Poor kids are just as talented and bright as white kids. You know, I was only going to do a 30-second video, but now I just got myself addicted. Let's do some more JoJo. Why not? No one's watching anyway. Just my buddy Raging Cajun. All right. Let's do some more JoJo. Here's your next president. Ah, shit. Raging says, why are hurricanes like Democrats? Because they both blow.
Oh, thank you very, very much.
Hit pause.
Thank you. Can I, before we start?
I'm voting for Donald Trump for a second term, but if Tulsi Gabbard runs, and she's a Democrat, runs in 2024, she's got my vote early on. Solid woman, military veteran, first female president, happens to be a Democrat, don't like her stances on guns nor abortion. We can work on those things. So I got nothing against Democrats, but this fucking thing, this hit play.
Start. Hey, all the kids, you want to come up here and listen? Come on up here. Come up behind me. Because I'm not holding up between them and the pool, man.
What?
Come on. My name's Joe White, Vice President White. Everybody come on up.
Talk to the camera, you fucking chicken.
There's okay, chicken. Look, folks.
You
I
fucking
want to set the record
squirrel.
straight in a couple things.
Duh.
I'll wait till everybody gets up there.
Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit pause.
Okay?
Hit pause. I'm Joe Biden. I'm surrounded by black children, so therefore I'm not a fucking systemic racist. Hit play. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Okay?
No.
All right. Yeah.
And I like hurricanes landing on my lap. Well, I hope you're safe.
All right.
Raging Cajun, I hope you're safe. I don't know if you're in the path. I don't know if you said that.
Folks, look, this is, I've received, because of the people of the state of Delaware,
Hit pause.
I've received an awful lot of.
Hit pause. I didn't do my friend Raging Cajun justice there. I don't know if you're in the path of the storm. Excuse me. I heard it's gonna hit Cat 5 and then downgrade to Cat 4 as it hits shore. Cat 4 hurricane is really, really, really bad, especially coastal. So, you know, I just didn't want to minimize that at all. Category 4 hurricane is 125 mile an hour, I think, sustained winds, not gusts. So it's going to do a lot of shit. Hit play. Let's watch some more JoJo. Pray for Raging Cajun if he's in the path, or anyone who's in the path of these storms. Hit play.
Of wonderful honors all my career. The greatest honor was serving you for so long. But this does mean more to me than anything that's happened. My daughter Ashley's with me. My daughter Ashley got her first job down here at Kingswood out of school. She's a social worker. Bo was associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is I owe you all. I owe this neighborhood. I learned so much.
Did you?
I was a kid from suburbia. I lived out in Mayfield in a split-level home with my grandpa lived with us, and in a 3-bedroom home with 4 kids. My grandpa. And folks,
My grandpa.
When 19
I won't do that.
Years ago, but I was a senior in high school, and Brzezicki turned out to be a great athlete at the University of Delaware, but I was runner-up in the state scoring championship here in football. I wasn't bad either. And but I wanted to get more involved, and I realized I lived in a neighborhood where I'd turn on the television, and I'd see and listen to Dr. King and others, but I didn't know any black people. No, I really didn't. You didn't know any white people either. That's the truth. So I wanted to work here, and there's my daughter Ashley. Come on up here, Ashley. And so what I did was I came down and I applied to the city of Wilmington for a job, and I was the only white employee here. And I learned so much. I learned that folks that I work with, like Spencer Henry and Lafayette Jackson and a whole range of people, Jamie Rolls, a lot of great people were my fellow lifeguards. There were 13 of us. I learned that they treated me as an equal. We used to go.
Hit pause. Hit pause. Hit fucking pause.
At lunchtime
Fucking
after
hit
free
pause.
swim and sit on the floor.
Look, I don't care if anyone hates the President of the United States or not. But the President of the United States, Donald Trump, the orange-haired, the golden-haired orange, billionaire, who was duly elected in 2016, despite you other side's efforts. And again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Trump supporter. I have to keep fucking saying that. People go, oh, you're just a Republican. No. The Republican Party is just as corrupt as the Democrat Party, but the Democrat Party seems to be, and I'm waiting for all the stuff to come out. I'm not allowed to say maybe I can say the first letter, and this video will not get deleted. I'm waiting for all the Hollywood. Okay, there we go. I love it when they take me down right when I'm about to make a great point. Right when I'm about to make a great point, they fuck with my internet connection. It happens every single fucking time. So anyway, I have nothing personal against Hollywood. I have nothing personal against celebrities. I have nothing personal against politicians. I'm like Ricky Gervais, the comedian, where the one line that he said at the 2020 Golden Globe Awards that was really hardcore muted, he turned to all of them and he said, so accept your award, thank your agent and your God, because he's a-religious, he's very atheistic. Thank your agent and your God, and stop fucking kids, you perverts. He said that, but they muted it. No one saw that. But I watched some YouTube videos after where they, decoded his lip movements. That's exactly what he said. Stop fucking kids, you perverts. It's coming out slow, folks, just like Alien Disclosure. Stream froze. Yeah, no shit, it froze. Thank you, Ragin, for sticking around. I don't make these videos anymore for folks to, be in my live stream because I'm shadow banned. Excuse me, so there's no point. I'm not going to be a popular live streamer. What I do is I record them live because I'm able to show photos or video, which we're going to hit play again. And then people watch them later. That's just where we are because they don't like truth. And Raging Cajun, thank you for hanging on the live chat. Hit play. Hit play, Uncle Joe.
Because it was nice and cool. And remember Boom Boom Cannon and a few other guys who worked here as well. And we sit there and we talk, and they'd ask me questions because I really was the only white guy they really knew.
Are you over 25?
Oh, Christ.
Have a clean
Come
driving
on.
record?
I mean, she's hot.
No DUIs? You can drop your auto insurance rate to as low as $19 a month.
I love her.
They'd ask me questions.
I love her, but
everything.
I don't want commercials. You know what I mean?
Startled me.
I can go watch her anytime.
Which lifeguard said, "Do I have a jerry can, a 5-gallon can for gasoline?" And I said, "No, I don't." I said, "But what do you need it for?" He said, We're going down to see my grandmama in North Carolina. We can't stop at most gas stations. They won't let us stop at most gas stations." I learned a lot. And I learned that it makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards.
Oh, God.
And there were not. It was a 3-meter board.
Oh, God, here it
comes. You fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there.
The darn cement.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Corn Pop.
And he ran a bunch of bad boys.
Yeah.
And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap.
What?
And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off.
Hit pause. Hit pause. What the fuck does this? I'm going to rewind it 1 minute. What the fuck does this have to do with auditioning to run the United States of America? What does this have to do? What? Rewind. I'm hyperventilating. Hit play.
Great people were my fellow lifeguards. There were 13 of us. I learned that they treated me. They treated me as an equal. We used to go in what was not as modern as that. We used to go in the key room at lunchtime after a free swim and sit on the floor because it was nice and cool. And remember Boom Boom Cannon and a few other guys that worked here as well. And we sit there and we talk, and they'd ask me questions because I really was the only white guy they really knew.
Okay.
They'd ask me questions about everything. I mean, things that startled me. I remember one time, I won't mention which lifeguard, said, "Do I have a jerry can, a 5-gallon can for gasoline?" And I said, "No, I don't." I said, "But what do you need it for?" He said, we're going down to see my grandmama in North Carolina. We can't stop at most gas stations.
Excuse me.
They won't let us stop at most gas stations. I learned a lot. And I learned that it makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and there weren't allowed to. There was a 3-meter board. If you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight racers. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement."
Hit pause, 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 hit pause,
You know,
hit pause.
there used to be a chain that went across.
Notice the constant pandering. Public housing back here. Diverse, community, or, I just can't wait for the guy to say, and we also, he didn't say this, I'm making a parody joke, but it's close. I'm just waiting for him to say, and because, back then we used to live with a lot of the coloreds next door, but that was okay. Yeah, something like that. And even the media would let him get away with that. Hit play. Hit fucking play.
The deep end.
Thank
and
you.
He cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up. He said, "You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, 'You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.'" I said, "You kidding me?" He said, "No, if you don't come back." And he was right. So I walked out with the chain.
What?
And I walked up to my car. And those days, you used to remember the straight race. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then.
Hit
I
pause.
said, first of all, I said,
Hit pause.
when I tell you to get off the board, you get off the board.
Hit pause. Notice how, number one, it's obvious that he's surrounded himself with black people, people of, more melanin than your humble host, JB, who happened to be born white or who happened to be born, black. Look at what he's doing. He's making like chain references. He's trying to be clever. Ooh, God. Never mind. I'm not going to make that comment. Hit play.
board and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you. Esther Williams, I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that.
Hit pause. Hit pause. President Trump, before the pandemic, was selling out 10, 15,000 people, 20,000 people arenas. This guy has 4 or 5 little kids around him, and they're like, huh? Like, this is boring. Like, when can we go home? Just like looking off into space. Like, yeah, important person, okay, on stage talking. When can I go get a sandwich? Like, how is this inspiring? It's going to be Hillary Clinton. I agree. JB Rance agrees with H.A. Goodman. Somehow, some way, even though this fucking skeleton has the Democrat nomination, what does that even mean at this point? Look at this embarrassment. What is he going to cough dust? Like, the fuck? For dramatic effect? Hit play.
Not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, close the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again. I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw that made me aware when I was in law school. Proudly for Holloway. Proudly for your dad. First African-American state senator in the state of Delaware. Everything about. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs.
Here we go.
Blonde.
You go, Mr. President. You go.
The kids used to come up and reach in the pool.
Oh, did they?
Rub my leg down.
What?
So it was straight, and then watch the hair.
What?
Come back up again.
What does that have to do with North Korea?
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
What the fuck?
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Pedogate, Hollyweird, Pedowood.
They're now all men.
Pedophiles.
Guys I work with down here.
Hollywood.
And they're all guys at the time.
Political.
They're all good men.
Oh yeah.
Most of them made an awful lot of themselves. And Earl Larkin had a rough time. And some of you knew Earl. I came back as a public defender. I came back to Delaware and I got a fancy job. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand.
I sit on the stand.
And it get hot. I got hairy legs.
Yeah.
That turn blonde in the sun.
Tell us more about that,
Mr.
Mr.
President.
President.
Come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
Oh, really?
So it was straight, and then watch the hair.
Whoa.
Come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
The fuck?
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Oh, shit.
And I tell you what, the men are now all men. The guys I work with.
That's enough.
Here, and they're all guys.
That's enough. Okay. Let's find some fun stuff.
Hello, Moto.
I think I'm going to use it, actually. Just go ahead and put it back up, Colt, because we're going to have to move on this thing. We're gonna have, it's steady with me right now. It's steady with me right now. Just go ahead and put that back up, put it back in the car.
I hear it. I hear it. Y'all hear it?
Hit pause. Excuse me, hit pause. For those who do not know, I'm from Boston, so this is nowhere near me. And I think this is from 2011. It came up in my feed, and the tornado looked interesting, so I decided to rebroadcast this. I'm not making any money off of this whatsoever. That's not the point. I'm just doing a live stream. I'm just picking random shit that comes to my brain. Raging Cajun, gotta run, need to get a carton of cigarettes before the storm hits. Anyways, great to see you, JB, and thanks for the stream. You're welcome. I'll be back on. I'm on vacation this week, so I'm doing like 2 or 3 shows a day. Most of them get banned. I hope you get to catch one, Raging. We'll see you soon. May I consider you get a camel toe Kamala Harris? I was gonna say a carton of camels, but Camel Toe Harris is in watching too much politics. Raging, have a good time. I'm gonna watch this tornado. Hit play.
It's to be here. It's got to be here.
Okay, we're not moving.
Why not?
It's not coming here. What are they doing? Do you want your wipers, please?
You can hang it out the window if you need to.
Hit pause. Rule number 1. I am not a storm chaser yet. I live in the Northeast. I don't have enough storm chasing opportunities. However, I've always wanted to be a storm chaser, and one day I will be. When I retire from dental, I'm probably going to take every last dollar I have left and invest it into an armored vehicle, camera equipment, hire a couple assistants, and just be a storm chaser. That being said, this is so fucking dangerous. On camera, it doesn't look like much. It's like, oh, little, thing coming out of this. That can take your car and turn it into literally tiny pieces of metal mashed up, with engine parts. And storm chasing is dangerous. I love watching these. I love watching these so much. Hit play. These people are so brave. Storm chasers are as brave as soldiers. I will say that. Storm chasers are as brave as Marines. Any division of the military, storm chasers are just possess similar bravery that has found its roots in a different vocation. Hit play.
It's gonna miss us. Oh wow.
It's not going to miss us.
Yeah, it is.
It's coming right here.
It's still like a back up zone.
Not much. Yeah, let's back up. You see where you're going? Yeah. Oh, look at there, Brandon. There's Michael, and that's why it's shaky. Okay, you're good. You're good right here. I don't think
It's turning. It's turning.
You think so?
Yeah, it's coming right at us.
Brandon, slow down. No, it's not.
Stop now at the next exit, the next convenience store. Go into a business that will let you in. If you know anybody that maybe doesn't have electricity and cannot watch us or listen to us, make a call. If they live in Tuscaloosa, they live in North, or you have a child on the campus of the University of Alabama, call them and tell them now to go into a safe place around one of the buildings around the University of Alabama campus. If they're close to Northport, across the river, it's the same thing. This is a large wedge tornado that is live on our tower cam atop the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse, and this is making a beeline for downtown Tuscaloosa. Velocities continue to be almost maxed out. The delta on the radar is about 150 knots, and again, this is a very serious situation. So if you are watching us in Tuscaloosa, in Northport, and again, the trembling thing we see are people that are driving down there in that sky camp down on Lurleen Boulevard. If you're listening to us, maybe don't pull over and get on the bridge. Just stop at the next exit, get into a gas station, convenience store. That's where you should be. And again, this is the signature coming up.
I see something that looks like a tornado.
Downtown Northport. This is Interstate 5920. That's Interstate 359. This is McFarland Boulevard. The Woolsey Fidel Bridge here. The William King, the King Bridge is right here. And this is
I gotta go. Sorry.
This thing is coming right up toward town. So, and while we do this, again, don't forget the other issues. Sullivan,
I don't think we're gonna miss it. It's right there.
Blunt Springs, Cincy, Empire, Corner, Warrior, Points North.
Points North. And broadcast.
And this one,
JD Rams.
watching live right now, but all the other ones will look just like